When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way. Are you
Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee (FSRCC), in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission (NBC), wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators (IFOs), which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Welcome to News Hour on SOM TV, your reliable source to the pulse of the nation. Stay connected with us on Facebook at SOM TV and catch every moment live on YouTube at SOM TV Live. Now here are the top stories making headlines. Stray elephants kill farmer in Ogun State, sparking community outcry and calls for wildlife safety measures. Abductors threaten to kill 6 Nigerian law school students unless ransom is paid. Businessman kidnapped in Anambra as kidnapping crisis deepens in southeast Nigeria. I am Esther Oka-Steven with the news info. A tragic wildlife encounter in Ogun State has left a community in mourning after a farmer, Musa Kalamu, was killed by stray elephants. The incident occurred in Onitesin Imobi, Ijebu East Local Council, where elephants reportedly strayed from a government forest reserve and attacked the 49-year-old farmer. Kalamu succumbed to his injuries en route to the hospital. The Ogun State Police Commissioner Lare Ogunlowo confirmed the incident, noting that officers and forestry personnel have since responded to prevent further harms. Residents voiced their fears in a widely circulated video calling on authorities to intervene. Commissioner of Forestry Taiwo Oludotun confirmed that officials have been deployed to the communities. Meanwhile, Owode Ifadolapo, the State Assembly member representing Ijebu East, expressed sympathy and called for urgent action to regulate human-wildlife boundaries. He emphasized the need for a coordinated conservation and safety strategy to prevent similar tragedies. The lawmaker promised to raise the matter in the State House of Assembly, citing the growing fear among locals. These incidents add to concerns about unregulated wildlife interactions in rural communities, which increasingly threaten lives and livelihoods. Similarly, rising insecurity continues to trouble residents as kidnapping cases surge across the country. In Benue State, 6 Nigerian law students were abducted on 26 July while traveling from Onitsha to the Yolo campus. Their captors have since issued threats to execute the victims if ransom demands are not met. Although the specific amount demanded has not been made publicly, families said the abductors remain in contact and are becoming increasingly aggressive. Security agencies have been urged to act swiftly to ensure the students' safe release. These incidents highlight the growing vulnerability of educational institutions and student travelers to violent crime, prompting widespread calls for improved security on major roads. In another related development, unknown gunmen abducted businessman Ife Sinachi Onyekere from the home in the Okpuno community of Oka, Anambra State. According to security analyst Zagazola Makama, the assailants invaded Onyekere's residence around 10:30 p.m., shot him in the leg, and took him to an undisclosed location. Authorities have not commented officially, but the case adds to ongoing concerns about kidnapping for ransom in the southeast. These incidents reinforce the urgent need for robust security reforms and localized community policing to combat organized criminal activities. In the broader fight against tourism, Nigerian army troops under Operation Adenkai apprehended a suspected Nigerian terrorist attempting to infiltrate a security perimeter in Yobe State. Military sources reported that the suspect was intercepted following heightened surveillance based on intelligence about cross-border terrorist movement. The arrest underscores continued concerns over previous border and the risk of foreign fighters joining insurgent groups operating in Nigerian northeast. The suspect is currently undergoing interrogation and authorities seek to demand his affiliations. The military reaffirmed its commitment to safeguarding Nigeria's borders and has called for increased cooperation among West African nations to tackle cross-border threats more effectively. This incident comes amid a broader security crisis across the country, with multiple regions experiencing violent attack, abduction, and organized crime. While efforts such as Operation Adenkai aim to curb terrorism, experts warn that without simultaneous investment, the local intelligence and border infrastructure, these threats will remain persistent and widespread. On a more constructive note, the federal government, in partnership with UNICEF, has introduced 2 major frameworks aimed to reforming children's access to justice in Nigeria. The prosecution's guidelines for handling cases include children and the legal aid guidelines for children in conflict contacts with the law and child victims, were officially launched to promote non-custodial measures, restorative justice, and improve local and legal representations. Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, hailed the guidelines as critical in ensuring dignity and fairness for children within the legal system. UNICEF Chief of Child Protection in Nigeria, Ibrahim Sosai, noted that 78% of children in conflict with the law lack legal support, while fewer than 5% of child sexual abuse survivors have access to justice services. The Legal Aid Council and NAPTI pledged to integrate the new tools into their works. Meanwhile, UNICEF announced Wafa Said as its new country representatives. With over 20 years in humanitarian service, Abdel Latif brings experience from Somalia, Sudan, and other countries, positioning her to strengthen child protection system in Nigeria. The initiative marks a step towards institutionalizing a more compassionate and child-sensitive justice system nationwide. In the political development, John Ayuba, former deputy governor, candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 Kaduna election, has been officially resigned from the party. His resignation address to the PDP world chairman in Zango Katif local government was submitted on Monday. Ayuba has now joined the African Democratic Congress ADC, though he has not publicly disclosed his reasons for leaving the PDP. His defection is seen as a blow to the party's grassroots strength in southern Kaduna and more reflect internal division or shifting political alliance ahead of the 2027 election. Political observers say Ayuba moves could influence other local actors and realign loyalties within the region. Party's leadership in both PDP and ADC have yet to issue formal statements on the development. However, analysts suggest that the Nigerian's political landscape becoming increasingly fluid, defection of this nature may shape the next electoral cycles, particularly in regions marked by intra-religious complicity and political marginalization. Meanwhile, Nigeria's economic climate remained volatile as the naira depreciated further in both the official and parallel markets. On Monday, it fell to 1,554 naira on the black market and 1,535.5 in the Nigerian foreign exchange market. Economists attribute the slide to ongoing foreign exchange shortages and persistent uncertainty in monetary policy. The declining value of the naira continues to drive inflation and reduce consumers' purchasing power. Against this backdrop, Peter Obi, the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, has accused President Bola Tinubu of manipulating economic data and downplayed the nation's financial crisis. In a post on X, Obi referenced Tinubu's past mockery of his reliance on data, insisting that honest statistics are vital for governance. It described the current figure presented by the administration as misleading and damaging to public trust. The presidency has yet to respond directly, but the debate underscores mounting criticism of the government's economic strategies aimed at worsening living conditions. Experts have warned that continued lack of transparency and fiscal discipline could erode investors' confidence further. We are heading to a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. The more compelling content just ahead.
You are specially invited to the book launch titled Comprehensive Structure and Curriculum Coverage on Part of Speech in Kuteb Mother Tongue. Author Jeremiah Musa Ambashik JP. Date Sunday, 10th August 2025. Venue Bible Society of Nigeria, Roadblock Jalingo, Taraba State. Time 2 p.m. prompt. Chairman of the occasion, Honorable Joshua Yurugupiki, Member, Taraba State House of Assembly Jalingo. Chief Launcher, Sir Michael Magaji, Director Bureau of Public Enterprise, Team Presidency, Abuja. Special Guest of Honor, Honorable Dr. Felista Musa JP, Commissioner, Social Justice and Reintegration, Jalingo. Royal Father of the Day, where Dr. Amos Adiki, Bamboo Chieftain representing Ambikwe. Child Lady of the Occasion, Pastor Mrs. Fintrima Emmanuel Bolos, 6th Fin Classic, Jalingo. Book Reviewer, Reverend Dr. Victor Audu, Lecturer, Turabo State University, Jalingo. Iya Anda of the Day, Pastor Honorable Mrs. Vicky Aishinfe, SA to the wife of the Governor, Turabo State. In the full of the day, Honorable Emmanuel Lawson, Deputy Chief of Staff, Turabo State. Chief Host, Reverend Dr. Andy and Mrs. Musa JP and Moses. Special appearance, the Prince, Ibrahim Damburam, HOD, Arts Education, Turabo State University, Jalingo. Chief Organizer, Mr. Iranomba Adi, Mr. Manasseh Luka, The Gates, Imbatem and Moses. Master of the ceremony, Honorable Henry I. Jolo, Jalingo, Turabo State. Patron, Comrade Emmanuel Ukwen, KYN President. Music featuring Lord Andy Adaki, Celebrity Lecturer, Ayote Hosea, Ayek Bambo, Victor Ambokchi, and others. Dress code, Kutab cultural attires. Come and learn to unlearn the unlearnable. Announcer, the organizing committee team.
Glad to have you back. Finally, the United States has reiterated its stance against the practice of birth tourism by Nigerians seeking to obtain citizenship for their children through U.S. soil. In a statement posted via its official X handle, the U.S. mission in Nigeria warns that visa applications revealing intentions to give birth in the U.S. will be denied. The embassy emphasized that such application violates U.S. immigration's law and that consular officers are trained to identify and reject deceptive travel intentions. The announcement highlights renewed enforcement efforts aimed at raising scrutiny of visa abuse. Though legal pathways to childbirth in the U.S. exist under specific conditions, the mission clarified that deliberate travel solely for this purpose is not permissible. Immigration analysts view the move as part of broader tightening of U.S. immigration policy under global scrutiny and economic concern. The development has drawn mixed reaction, with some Nigerians criticizing the policy as discriminatory, while others see it as a necessary safeguard against system exploitation. This concludes this impactful edition of News Hour, brought to you by Som TV. Although these segments end here, our new coverages continues, so stay with us for more in-depth reports and engaging content right here on Som TV. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Som TV and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Som TV Live for real-time updates, exclusive stories, and expert commentaries. I am Esther Oka-Steven. Thank you for watching. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay informed, and keep it locked on Som TV.
Four brand new tax reform laws have just been signed by Mr. President. Here's what you need to know.
So tax is money citizens and businesses pay to the government. It's how public schools, hospitals, roads, and even security agencies get funded. So it's basically your contribution towards building your country. Let me say, let us all be good citizens and pay our taxes.
Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has now been renamed. It is now known as Nigerian Revenue Service, NRS, with a wider scope of responsibility.
Are you tired of multiple taxation? Well, good news. Because to improve the ease of doing business, we'll now have a unified revenue collection. The new NRS will handle all revenue collections that were previously handled by agencies such as Customs, NIMASA, NPA, and even NUPRC. Wow!
Are you a worker earning 800,000 or less? The new law has introduced a low-income relief that exempts you from paying income tax.
How about the big ogas? You are not exempted. You're gonna have to pay 25% of personal income tax if you earn 50 million naira and above annually.
And if you are a small business owner with an annual turnover income of 50 million or less, you are exempted from paying income tax altogether.
Also, essential items and services such as food, school fees, and even electricity are exempted from tax altogether.
Now, VAT remains at 7.5%. What does that mean for you and me? Let's say you buy a t-shirt for 10,000 naira. You're actually paying 750 naira in VAT. That's the government's share.
Now, how is that money split? Well, the federal government gets 10%, states get 55%, and the local governments get what? 35%. Well, think of it like sharing a cake amongst the three. The states have the highest chunk, so you better hold your governors accountable.
Now, the new VAT sharing formula. 50% is shared equally, 30% by how much the state spends, and 20% by population. So, simply put, if the state buys more and has more people, it gets more.
Crypto guys, listen up. If you trade virtual assets like Bitcoin, you're now expected to report and declare all your trades. Party is over, man.
A new development levy of 2 to 4% now supports education, tech, and other key areas.
And for gaming and lottery businesses, a 30% tax rate now applies. Simple. But note, the implementation of all these new tax laws won't come into effect until the 1st of January 2026. So the government has a lot of time to plan and enlighten the people.
So yes, a new tax age dawns. And we hope all the savings will serve the people.